Well, hello there, Papa Ron. How in the world are you?
Bulldog Rod, I'm doing great.
Well, that's good. We want to welcome all of our shoot cryptocurrency fanatics like us. I was trying to think of something real witty, and guess what?
Yeah, I know.
It's short.
Hold on a second, Rod. You know, we were talking about this earlier. Folks, Rod generally takes Tuesdays off. He's got some hot chick he always goes out to lunch with on Tuesdays. And so we were talking about, hey, I'm going to find a replacement on Tuesdays, which might eventually turn into a full-time position. So I said, what we're going to do is on Tuesdays, we're going to have a guest interact with me. Yeah, of course, this is all jokes, folks. Don't start applying. And then we'll have the audience vote on which one they liked to kind of fill in for Bulldog Rod. But then the more we talked about it, the more we realized that it's probably me that they're going to want to replace, not Rod. So Rod will have a new sidekick before too long.
The only way I'll be replaced is when I die. And it may be tomorrow. Who knows?
Well, Rod, let me start this off with an apology and kind of backtracking a couple videos. Here we thought we were Johnny on the spots with some of this stuff, and I guess we kind of called it wrong. A couple videos ago, there was a tweet from Charlie Lee, the head guy that started Litecoin. Yes. And he tweeted that tomorrow's going to be a great day. And this is the same tweet he did back in August of last year. And the next day, I think it was another exchange had taken Litecoin on or something like that. And so we associated that tweet the next day with Lightning Network starting their beta. And we did a video on that and became pretty proud of ourselves that we were bringing you the latest news. Anyway, evidently that wasn't the big news. And this ABRA app came out that same day. I think it was a little later than the beta announcement for Lightning Network. And ABRA, and we saw that now there's videos popping up all over, and I didn't do much. I saw a lot of articles, but we didn't do much research on it. We said, well, there's enough exposure, whatever it is. But I did skim through an article then, and I thought, oh my land, this is good news. And this is kind of big stuff. So we thought we'd better get on here, retract our earlier video, and kind of maybe for those that are only watching our YouTube channel for their news, which I don't blame you. It's the only one Rod and I know for our news too.
Yeah.
But this ABRA deal, Rod and I have talked over the last month or two about how this infrastructure to take on cryptocurrency is evolving. And there's things going on behind the scenes that probably none of us know about. And it's going to project this into a form of us exchanging value one with another for purchases. And we think this is the long-term goals of crypto. And then, of course, it gets into the reasons why the market's slumped and why there's so much FUD out there about it. But we're not going to talk about that today. This ABRA, honestly...
What the FUD stuff?
Yeah, you just like see me get all riled up, so what you like.
Yeah.
This ABRA, we believe, is some of this infrastructure that's going to put all this in place, and that's going to make this possible. How long it's going to take, we don't know, but this ABRA is really worth looking at. And folks, you're going to have to do some of this homework on yourselves. We're going to give you a few links in the description box, but with that, why don't we try to explain this to our knowledge of how we kind of see this and maybe what's going on. You ready, Rod?
Hey, I'm ready whenever you are. I was just looking at the market cap. Sorry.
Yeah, I stopped looking at that, but you know, talking about the market cap, I read some real credible guys that are talking about this might drop to even $2,800 Bitcoin. Can you imagine with the rest of these things? I mean, what's Ethereum at right now, Rod? I mean, I think I looked earlier and it was 400 and something.
It's 553.
Oh, maybe I was wrong. I mean, can you imagine if some of these get down to absolutely rock bottom? I mean, I'm going to have to scrape up some money somewhere and get into more of this. That would be crazy. And it might be, who knows? Just have to.
155 for Litecoin.
Yeah, I know, that's good. It's good.
I thought it was really on sale yesterday until today.
Yeah, I'm with you. So this ABRA is a phone app, folks, and Rod and I have both downloaded this app. There's some real key, interesting things why this will not only have an impact on the future of exchanging value amongst us all and with retail, but it'll have an impact with Litecoin.
Yeah.
ABRA here, and maybe I can do this little trick I learned here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Look at you.
Yeah, you can see that.
Look at you go, brother.
This app, folks, once you get it on there, you can tie this app up with your bank account, your American Express card, and I think they take other charge cards, maybe Visa and stuff. And I know there's a big stink right now about all this credit card business. So you can link this with your bank account and fund this app with US dollars or Euro dollars or even Bitcoin. And this is like a portfolio all-in-one to keep track of your currencies. And you can change within from one currency to the next, I believe. So it's kind of like a shape shift thing. And if I'm wrong on that, somebody will correct me, I'm sure.
Yeah, they will.
But the cool thing about this is the transactions that take place in this app will all be utilized using Litecoin. And this thing here, this is connected me through the ABRA website. ABRA's new decentralized investing technology platform. And this kind of goes through and explains kind of exactly what this thing's about. We're not going to go through it all. You can read it on your own time. But, well,
boy, that sounded a little abrupt. Hey, read it on your own time.
We're going to try to cover the highlights, but if you want a deeper understanding, go back and read it. We're just trying to get the people excited about this, Rod, that they can do some research.
I downloaded it. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, the actual app.
Yeah.
So it enables investing in 20 cryptocurrencies at this point, and they have the possibility of adding more at any time. And 50 fiat currencies.
Yeah.
And it goes through and kind of explains some of this, but down here it says it's a multi-sig script wallet. ABRA has chosen Litecoin as the primary asset class for our investment platform, although we now have the ability to move users between Bitcoin and Litecoin contracts. So it's saying then that Litecoin is going to kind of be the infrastructure. It'll be like, you might not even know you're transacting in Litecoin. You might be going there and say, all right, I want to change my US dollars to Bitcoin or Bitcoin to Ethereum. And that transaction is going to have to use Litecoin as the primary source to get that done. It's like and Rod and I were talking about this earlier, trying to find something to equate it to, and the best we could do is maybe like the US dollar being the reserve currency of the world. And if you don't understand really what that means, you might want to look that up too. But and it's folks, do your own dang homework. You know, we're just going to bring you this stuff, and well, it's hard to trust us. I mean, you know, this stuff is pretty deep. not deep, but we're trying to get a grasp on the whole thing ourselves. So if we associate it with the reserve currency of the world, or the petrodollar, you know, when Nixon set up, the United States kind of went over to Saudi Arabia and said, listen, we're gonna expand your oil fields. We'll get all the infrastructure you need if you'll promise that you'll only sell oil for US dollars. So that agreement was made with Saudi Arabia. It's called the petrodollar. And then all the other Middle Eastern countries kind of signed the same agreement, that everybody agreed to sell oil in US dollars. And so what that does is all these countries have to hold US dollars to be able to make that purchase. So it kind of keeps our currency stable. It's wanted. Everybody wants it. So if you associate that now with ABRA and saying, hey, all the transactions that we do in here are going to be based on Litecoin, which means, in the way I see it, is that if this platform, ecosystem, community, whatever it is, this app starts trading $1 million, $1 billion, $2 billion worth of transactions, ABRA has to hold that much Litecoin in its reserves to support and make all that happen. I believe that's what they're saying. And if that's the case, you know, what does that do to Litecoin? I mean, the more ABRA customers and the more transactions that are taking place on that platform, the more Litecoin they're going to take out of circulation to support this ABRA app and all the transactions that are taking place. It gets kind of down to supply and demand. If you have so many Litecoins out in the market, and now ABRA needs half of those for transactions and to support that community or that ecosystem, well, now there's half the amount that's not out in the general public. Price has got to go up.
Absolutely.
At least that's the way I'm seeing this.
Supply and demand.
Yeah.
And also coins out of circulation, because Litecoin's only got 62 million, right?
No, it's 4 times Bitcoin, so that's 84 million, I believe. Isn't it? Why don't you look that up, Rod, on your coin market cap? I think it's 84 mil.
Well, it's a circulating supply. 55 mil.
What's to the right of that?
The right? 611 volume.
Sorry.
Million. I'm sorry. I must have been missing you here.
No, you're on coin market cap, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but I believe it's, and unless I'm wrong, God, you know, folks, it's not that we don't pay attention to this; we forget everything. Bitcoin's 21 million, and I think Litecoin's 84 million is their cap, is the amount they're going to eventually have, and they have right now.
You got that too big.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, you bring it down. 611 million.
Oh my heck.
Man, you just really got it up, going up, man. It's supposed to be going down, not up.
It's like we don't have this on the screen though.
Oh, I don't. Okay.
Yeah, check it out, folks. I think they're maxed out at 84 million. Why don't we know that, Rod?
I don't know. That's funny that we don't. I thought it was always 50, 55 or the same maximum. I don't know. I'm all screwed up.
Just Google it, will you, real quick, so we don't look like total fools by the end of this video.
But yeah, folks, I'm going to be Googling.
ABRA, this Litecoin then, since it's going to be like the reserve currency of this platform, they're calling it, it's going to resolve, it's calling it the resolution coin, or so it'll be the premise where all these transactions are done. Could be behind the scenes. You might not even know what's going on, like I say. So this is very significant, not only for Litecoin, but this is, and they're gonna put this on the Lightning Network. So transactions are almost going to be instantaneous, and fees will be almost non-existent. Matter of fact,
4 times Bitcoin.
Okay.
Sorry.
Thank you. Perfect.
No problem.
So this is in ABRA's website, and this is their fees, one of their fee schedules, and they have all these questions. You can go to any of these along here, and with ABRA, you can buy cryptocurrencies with some of the most competitive rates in the market. Fees may apply in select transaction types below. To put Bitcoin on your ABRA is free. Add funds via a bank. If you tie your bank and send US dollars or euros over to this app, no charge. Using your American Express card, obviously you're going to have a charge there because they charge. But a lot of this stuff is free. Any exchange between two currencies, free. Send funds to another ABRA wallet, free. And it's the speed. I guess what you need to think about on this, Rod, if this is some of the infrastructure for the future, we've got something that's going to cost almost minimal to use and be as quick, or if not quicker, than a Visa card, let's say, or a MasterCard, how they're instantaneous approvals and all. This, with the Lightning Network, this is where this is headed. This might save some of these big companies, if they get onto crypto, a lot of money in fees and all. This ABRA could be a big deal. You're also, I read on here, you're also going to be able to retain your own private keys, so you're in charge. This is as secure, I believe, as probably having a desktop wallet, since you have your private keys and everything. This is just a big deal. It's bigger than I thought it was at first, because I didn't know about it. And then once Rod and I got looking into it and says, yeah, this is kind of the projection towards the future. This is where it's headed. Anyway.
I think it's awesome. Especially all these free things out there. It's even free withdrawal via withdrawal from a bank. It's free.
Yeah.
You know,
and to send money back to your bank.
Add funds back to your bank is free. So if you cash out on one of your cryptos, you could send it back and it's free, right? Is that what I'm saying?
That's exactly what it's saying.
Cool, man.
Well, and what are we paying through Coinbase right now to do that? I mean, sheesh.
3%, almost 4%, man.
I don't know. Some huge benefits. Anyway, we're going to continue to experiment with this app, folks, and keep an eye on this a lot closer than we had been the last couple days. We think this is a great move. So we'll put the links. It's worth your time to look into this. Maybe download the app. It'll do Droid or your Apple phones.
Yeah. I got mine right here, see? I got mine on there.
It's going.
I love this app from it's fun to play with it. I've been playing with it ever since Ron told me about it.
Folks, thanks for watching.
We appreciate you.
Even though the markets are so down right now, and we talked a little bit yesterday about why, and this thing is progressing. So hang on, it's coming, and these values are going to go up. I don't care how low they get, even though it can be nerve-wracking when Rod and they start talking about $2,800 Bitcoin. It's like, oh man, because some of the stuff we paid for was a lot higher than that. But we're in for the long haul. This is actually where this industry is headed. It's going to be used.
Yeah, we said from the very get-go that this is going to be the next currency. May not be in our lifetime, Ron and ours lifetime, but it's going to be there. You millennials are going to be keeping into this. Really dive into this because it's going to be good. It'll outlast anything going on right now. You know what? We get a lot of comments, and I tell you, we really appreciate those comments. We don't answer all of them, but we do go through and read them, and some of them are hilarious. We appreciate you guys watching us. And oh, hey, can I tell a joke right now?
Maybe
I got
not.
a joke. Okay.
No, go ahead.
I know it's at the end, and probably nobody else will hear it. But no, you die hard, you go all the way through the end. But I was talking about my military service. One guy's was in his comments several times they mentioned it, and I've got a lot of stories about the military, but I got this one. We were on this base, and it was being shut down, and it was in California, in Petaluma to be exact. And it was a little Army security base that was a Coast Guard base and turned into an ASA, Army Security Agency base. But it was being shut down. We were getting pretty relaxed, and so we had a once a week inspection, and we had to be dressed up and everything. And I I grew my mustache out long enough to where I had some real nice handlebars on it, and I had waxed them, and and they looked good.
Yeah.
Anyway, so was that
in your opinion?
Well, we got well, yeah, that's true. But I was I was 24 years old at the time, and
Thought you were cool.
And I was cool, and so we got a new top sergeant in, and he was a great, big, old, tall, heavy black sergeant, and he was cool. I'm telling you, I really like this guy. But we went to an inspection. It was his first inspection, and he was walking up and down the aisle. And when he came to me, he stopped, and he says, "Pranner, what's that on your lip?" And I says, "It's a mustache, Sarge." And he says, "That mustache goes beyond the corners of your mouth, because Army regulation says you can't have a mustache past the corners of your mouth." He says, "I want that fixed by the next inspection." And I says, "Yes, sir. We'll get her done." So the next inspection came around, and what I had done, because my mustache was trimmed this way, but my handlebar stuck out. So what I did, I waxed it so they stuck straight out, and it was about this far out. It's like that.
It's like fangs.
Yeah, they stuck out about 2 inches beyond my nose. And so when the top sergeant came around there and he saw that, he got this far from my mustache, because mustache is 2 inches. I put him about 4 inches away, and he looked at me and he was yelling at the top of his lungs. He says, "Pranner, what's that on your lip?" And I told him, I said, "Well, Sarge, you said it couldn't stick out beyond my corners of my mouth, so it didn't stick out." And he said, "Pranner, you come down as soon as you get down to my office as soon as you can." He couldn't even let me talk. He was so livid. Anyway, I tell you, the whole company cracked up. It was laughing like that. Even the CEO behind him was cracking up. It was funny. And so after that, he told me, when we went down, he told me, he says, "You better get that off your lip before the next inspection." And I mean, get it off. I mean, you better be slick as the baby's bottom over your mouth. You hear me? And I said, "Yes, sir."
My gut's hurting.
I did comply, but it was funnier. And oh, geez, it was a riot. Anyway, I had a lot more stories I could tell.
Oh, I could tell them a couple I've heard too, Rod, about you.
Anyway, I just thought maybe you guys would like to hear that.
Yeah, it is funny.
Appreciate you guys watching us, and y'all give us a thumbs up, and God bless.